Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Rock Solid Wellness. This is Rich Petrus, Dr. Rich, a naturopathic doctor from West Virginia. Listen, it's been a long time since I did a video, and I apologize for that. But back on track now, it's time to start teaching again. Teaching information that is vitally important to you staying healthy or regaining your health. Just want to do a little bit of a brief update. I did a series on gut health and still getting calls on a regular basis about people who are struggling with problems. And when I question them and talk to them and they tell me about what's going on in their life, it always leads back to the fact that they are not having proper bowel elimination on a regular basis. In other words, they are not eliminating today what they ate yesterday. And that is still an issue where I am working with people aggressively to teach them how easy it is and how inexpensive it is to correct that problem. Okay, but let's move on. And any of you that ever have a question about any issue related to gut health, just call me in the office 304-534-5490, and I will spend as much time as necessary to teach you how to overcome that problem. But let's talk about something today that in my opinion is just almost a crime. I mean, we look at watch our TV, and we watch all of the commercials for prescription drug medication, and it's just almost amusing that at the end they're required to detail the list of side effects related to the drug. And in every case, the list of side effects is extensive, and in some cases it's such a long laundry list that it would be better to suffer from the problem that the drug was prescribed for than to deal with all of the side effects of the drug itself. And I can tell you, a family member just dealt with extensive side effects of a drug that was prescribed, and it took months for his body to metabolize that drug out of his system and for the side effects to disappear. So let's talk about this a little bit. The misuse and overuse of prescription medication in the United States of America, prescribed by doctors, legal drugs, legal prescription drugs. And I'm not talking about the illegal drugs. Well, opioids are legal, and they're being prescribed in a manner that's ludicrous. I mean, you can go to the dentist and get a tooth pulled, and the dentist will prescribe opioids for a week to 10 days. It's so much better to take some um, ibuprofen and tough it out a little bit, but it's just ludicrous what's going on there. But every day in this country, at least 100 people die of opioid overdose. West Virginia is probably one of the highest areas in the country, maybe the world, for opioid overdose deaths. Per year, over 40,000 people die of opioid misuse, and that's not to talk about other drugs like fentanyl and cocaine and heroin, which is so inexpensive. And the ugliest one of all, in my opinion, is methamphetamines. Um, and people who are prescribed antidepressants, elderly people, and many of them die because they fall or they have there are other issues related to the taking of that particular drug, which is supposed to be a benefit. But let's talk about this for just a few minutes here. The third leading cause of death in the United States of America after heart disease and cancer is the normal use or the misuse or overuse of prescription medication that was written. The prescription was written by a licensed physician for a diagnosis of a patient to help remediate the symptoms. And again, I tell you, it's just for the remediation of symptoms. There's no dealing with the cause, it's just symptomatic. So, one half of the people that die relative to the use of general use of prescription medication, uh, they die and they're taking them correctly. The other half are due to errors in side effects or too high of a dose and it wasn't realized soon enough and the person dies before an adjustment can be made, or contraindications. I mean, I've had people come to me recently who were on as many as 18 to 20 prescription medications and there were contraindications. um, my goodness gracious, what a laundry list of problems that would cost. And let's talk about cost. The financial cost of taking 20 medications for this particular person was over out of pocket $1,000 per month, and they were no better off as far as their health is concerned and how they felt after taking all of those drugs. Let's talk about an institution, Johns Hopkins. Their research states that and details that there are 250,000 deaths per year are attributable to taking prescription medications. Um, in 2000 uh, in 2013, this is a while back and it's higher now, and it was reported that 611,105 people died of heart disease, that cancer was right behind, 584,881 deaths attributed to cancer, and 149,205 due to chronic respiratory disease. But when we put into the equation medical errors and the normal use or misuse of prescription medications, um, the statistics are such that uh, it would be medical errors puts the cause of death behind cancer, but ahead of respiratory disease. So it's not a disease that's killing people at high numbers. It's the use of what doctors prescribe, supposedly, to help a person after the diagnosis of the disease. Well, folks, I mean, they're drugs, they're chemicals, they're poisonous, they're highly toxic. There's lots and lots and lots of side effects. If you're comfortable with that, um, then continue to do it. But if you are looking for a way to take control of your health in the areas of need, heart disease and cancer. Well, the cause of heart disease and cancer and all disease is age-related oxidative stress. Free radical damage and the inability of the cells to produce enough superoxide dismutase, catalase, hemioxygenase, and glutathione, which are the antioxidative enzymes which neutralize 1 million free radicals per second 24 hours a day. When we get older, we make less of those. So when we get to the point in our life, 30 or older, sometimes even younger than that, then we start to age and we start to um, see the manifestation of disease symptoms. And if any of you want a link or two uh, from medical research about the issue that I'm just talking about now, call me 304-534-5490 and provide for me your email address, and I'll be more than happy to provide the scientific data and research for you. But I want to tell you about a person who, relating to the number one cause of all people in the United States, heart disease. I want to tell you about a person who suffered severely from blood clots, both legs, chest pains, throwing clots, going through the heart and the lungs. Uh, Younger person couldn't walk up the hill on the property without being very short of breath, was very hampered in his ability to do what was necessary to do in his life or what he would like to do. This is a person who had clots in the right leg so badly from ankle to groin that the doctor said it would be 14 months for the treatment using Coumadin, and staying off his feet and not working for the body to metabolize those clots. And of course, the doctor said that this person would be on blood thinner for the rest of their life. 14 months if the person lived. And the left leg was in such bad condition, it was supposed to be deveined and discolored and swollen and very hot, lots of plaque. It was evident that that was the case. That was supposed to be taken care of, surgery for that after the clots were gone in the right leg. Well, this person found a way to remediate those issues without surgery, without prescription medication. This person was proactive and contacted a doctor out of state who referred him to a leading specialist in cardiovascular disease from one of the most prestigious med schools in the country. And they advised him what to do and what to take. And there is a research scientist that won the Nobel Peace Prize in medicine for his research in cardiovascular disease, although many of us have probably never heard of this person, this doctor, or his research findings, or the formulation, which is a powder that one can take, a flavored powder, to overcome the symptoms. And listen to what I'm going to tell you, of all vascular disease. Repair from a heart attack or a stroke, the damage from a heart attack or a stroke, the ability to eliminate all the plaque from the circulatory system, to make those hard arteries, atherosclerosis, soft and pliable again, to eliminate the high cholesterol, the high triglycerides, the irregular or heartbeat. We can go on and on and on. Whatever it is that's plaguing you with heart disease, this formulation, which is natural, non-toxic, does not there's no contraindications with this formulation or any other prescription medication. This person was taking the Coumadin in this formula at the same time with no problem whatsoever. Intense pain, the person couldn't walk with the blood clots. Life was completely, this person was incapacitated. Well, once this person found out about this formula, and the medical doctor from the medical school had this other doctor send him 2 containers of this formula, the doctor from the med school said that it wouldn't be 14 months, that the research indicates that you will be over, your blood clots will be gone in 30 days. Well, as a matter of fact, folks, the blood clots were gone in 28 days. And the left leg, which was in such bad shape, which was going to require major surgery, the visible effects documented by this person's medical doctor, and in this person's lab reports and documented medical information, that leg was totally remediated in 48 days, and there's never been a problem since. No surgery, no more blood thinner, no more chest pains, no more shortness of breath, just by taking this formula twice a day. Drinking it in a little bit of water in the morning and at bedtime, and health was exponentially improved without surgery, without prescription medication, without any side effects, and without going to a doctor, without the expenses of surgery and medical expenses and prescriptions, etc. I know this person very well. As a matter of fact, the person that I'm speaking of is me. This is a formulation that saved my life. And the naturopath who was able to convince me to talk with the head of the vascular studies at this major university and med school, they saved my life, folks. It's very inexpensive. It's a very, very inexpensive formula. It's less than $40 a month. Okay, but it saved my life. If you want to know more about this and you know someone who's suffering from any type of vascular disease, this person that created it, there's over 100,000 medical research studies which validate his research, was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in medicine. Okay, so that's heart disease. That's the number one killer of all people. And I can tell you that I probably would not be here today if it wasn't for contacting the doctor that referred me to the second doctor that told me how, taught me how to, through research and taking an inexpensive natural formulation. If it wasn't for that, I would be dead today. So I'm in the process of, in any way possible, passing this information on, passing it forward, passing the blessing forward to others. There are millions of people. It's the leading cause of all death in the United States and Europe, cardiovascular disease, and it's very simple and very inexpensive without side effects to overcome those problems. Folks, I can tell you the testimonies, just call me. But I'm the one, I'm the first one. It was me, okay? Now, let's talk about any and all other diseases. Prescription medication, just a general use, is the third leading cause of all disease in the United States of America. The cause of all disease is age-related oxidative stress, and not one prescription medication that is used and that is prescribed by a doctor for a patient deals with the cause, oxidative stress. As a matter of fact, taking prescription medication increases the cause of disease, which is oxidative stress. And if you do some research on your own, you will find that cancer, for example, the second cause of all disease, when doctors use chemotherapy to treat the disease, the intent of chemotherapy is to raise the level of oxidative stress to massively high numbers so that all cells are destroyed in hopes that the increasing of the oxidative stress, the cause of disease, will kill the cancer cells. Well, in many cases, the cancer cells are destroyed. However, the person immune system and the other cells are destroyed so badly, and the tissue is destroyed so badly that they can't bounce back from it. Their constitution is such that they cannot overcome the side effects, the massive side effects: teeth falling out, losing your hair, throwing up, can't eat. I mean, looks like a 40-year-old person with cancer, in some cases, looks like they're 90 years of age after the treatment. They didn't look like that before the treatment. There is a solution to that by activating by cellular activation, by NRF2 activation. There is a doctor that was awarded the Elliott Cresson Medal from the Franklin Institute for his 45 years of research in NRF2 cellular activation. Folks, it is the most researched formulation on PubMed.gov, the national government's federal library for storing research of any formulation worldwide. The National Institute of Health and Aging states after their research that it's the only formulation that adds 7% longevity to a person's life while delaying disease. If you are healthy and want to stay that way, I can teach you how to do it. If you want to be proactive and implement a paradigm shift in medicine, I can teach you how to do that. If you are suffering from a chronic illness that has been diagnosed and you're using the normal surgery and prescription medications and the side effects and the immense cost and taking these substances, toxic substances, for the rest of your life, and you don't like that, I can teach you how to use a different, very inexpensive, non-toxic, no side effect approach to that issue. 304-534-5490. Folks, it's been a long time since I posted, and I apologize for that. But I'm going to be putting videos up on a regular basis. and each video I will be talking to you more about the misuse and overuse and the toxicity of prescription medication and the paradigm shift in medicine you can overcome or prevent the leading cause of all death of Americans, which is cardiovascular disease, and the cause of all other diseases, age-related oxidative stress, can be minimized. And the longer you take this formula, by the way, the cost of that other formula that minimizes or overcomes or neutralizes the cause of all disease, the NRF2 activation formula is $40 a month. I mean, folks, why wouldn't you be interested in learning how to prevent or overcome vascular disease, the leading killer, and the cause of all other disease, age-related oxidative stress? You can't get the answer and you can't get the formulation from a medical doctor. Why not use a non-toxic, medically validated, years and years and years of research, more information on pubmed.gov about this technology, this formulation than any other medical formulation known to man? Why wouldn't you want to know more about these two issues? I'm here to teach you. 304 534 5490. And if you or a family member or even your dog or your horse is sick, the information that I talked about relative to NRF2 activation is also the answer for your dog or your ailing horse. Give me a call, and until then, have a great summer. Boy, it's warm. And enjoy yourself. Stay happy. Drink lots of good water. Um, Take good care of that gut. Get plenty of sleep. Eat a good, balanced diet. And until next time, good health to you.